Well, hello guys, welcome to The Corner, where we talk about anime, manga, and everything in between. Today we're talking about Fate. What about Fate? Well, we're talking about it in general series type situation, all its incarnates, and everything like that. If you guys are watching, if you guys have watched Fate or anything like that, the original installment is pretty old, and it has less graphical value than the new incarnates that come up. But when it really comes down to it, I suggest going in an order that will give you a full storyline overlay than anything else. I suggest when you're doing Fate, you go to Fate Zero and watch through Fate Zero, and then continue on with the original installment and go on from there, which goes back, forth, like they're trying to edit the storyline or something like that to make it a better storyline in general. But it's not really that. It's more of a time traveling type situation. And I'll explain that here in a second. When it really comes down to it, this anime has masters and servants. The masters are the ones that summon the servants to the world. The masters are Maguses. Servants can be blades, pole arms, anything like that. They're just heroes from, legendary heroes from certain time periods. These legendary heroes do different types of weaponry and stuff like that. We had big perspective when it really comes down to all that situation. These people are fighting for the Holy Grail, which is supposed to grant anybody's wish, whoever wins it at the time. What ends up happening in these wars is that these Maguses kill other Maguses in the prospect, or other people to gain more power for their summons, their servants. This being said, we get the main character who's trying to stop that from happening and go on through his ordeals as a person. He really doesn't really care to be a Magus up to a point when it really comes down to it in the original. And as you go through, you realize that at the end of that series, it will go back to the beginning in a higher animational form and go back through the storyline again and do it again. I think there's actually a movie out there for it as well that does the same thing, that just shows the whole storyline in one straight go. All I know is that there's a few different incarnates of it. The whole situation when it comes to time travel thing, we have Archer. Well, he called himself an Archer. What he really is the main character's legendary. When he becomes a legendary hero type of situation. The thing that I noticed in the original incarnate was that that Archer and the main character look a lot similar, like a lot alike, and they did a lot of the same things, bringing up blades and stuff like that. If it really came down to it, he's more of a blade master than an archer, but you know, Archer just to hide the fact, no spirit, and it should have been kind of obvious that no spirit could ever really knew who Archer was, and there's a good reason for it. In the later incarnates, Archer, since Archer is him, he shows despair and future events and tries to change the timeline, and that's how things kind of become what they become. So that's literally the whole series in a whole. I actually do enjoy this the series in general. It has a great basis to it, and if you really want to go buy it, Tsunami or something like that. It's a manga I once read. It has a bunch of characters that they just kind of recycle over and over again. I were in Suade, I don't know, and card captures and stuff like that. It kind of reminded me of that series, except they had it continuing on with the same storyline. If you watch the Carnival episodes, which are pretty funny actually, if you know the characters in general. So I do suggest watching this, but I suggest watching it from Fate Zero on, because if you get it in a good order, you get this in-depth storyline that you're not thinking that you're actually going to be getting in the first place. Later incarnates, characters that were in the original incarnates don't stay as long anymore, and so on and so forth. It's a very interesting concept when it comes down to it, and you can tell the difference in animation and stuff like that. Like, it's has a lot of increase in animation. So the popularity of it really did go up. Anyways, other than that, if you guys enjoyed the series, why don't you guys comment below? We can talk about it. Talk about what segment you watched first or something like that. Because I've watched the original section of Fate's Stay Night, and went on from there. Other than that, if you guys like this video, why don't you guys press that like button below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet to keep up with this content, and to maybe give me more things to review. I've been doing a lot of harems lately, so that's pretty interesting. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great day and a fun one as well.